Well, hello there, I'm Christine and welcome to my channel. We are continuing on in where we're discussing and learning the Tarot of Marseille, the heart of the Tarot, and I'm working with the Grimaud Tarot of Marseille. Just because it keeps it simple. There's many great decks. Work with whatever deck that suits you. But looking at these cards today, I thought we would cover card 14, Temperance, often known as the Angel of Time, which you hear me say all the time, and also card 15, the card that comes after it, the Devil, and I don't know, that's just what come up for today. So when we look at the cards, what do we see? In Temperance, I'll start with her, you've got the royal blue and it's all really balanced. So just by looking at, got hair everywhere, sorry about that. Looking at here, you see that she's about, it's all balanced here, and the arms are here, and that's here, and she's pouring the waters on the flow of change. You've got the gold here, she's sort of centered in the middle of the card, so it's sort of where you feel, well, it's all about being balanced and centered. She has a lot of red, so there's still energy to be done, so she's not sort of sitting like the High Priestess all in blue going within. She's more about, well, the High Priestess isn't all in blue now, you've got me thinking, because I'm crossing over with decks, which happens sometimes. We'll just take a quick look at our High Priestess. Oh yeah, she is shrouded in blue, so the blue is over, cloaking, shrouding the red, meaning it's a time to sit still and work things out, where this one is about finding that balance. So it doesn't mean you do nothing, it just means that you have to find a balanced way of doing things, because red is energy and determination to find your balance and things. And you've got green here, which lets you know that things are going to improve, but it's also about being calm and being grounded down to earth. As card 14, it can reduce to a 5. So often with Temperance, if you think of 5, you're dealing with situations. When this card turns up, often whatever is the situation with your client, it's past, present and future energies that you are working with, or situations, or how things are going to flow with this, because 5 is halfway. If you look at numerology, the Pythagorean system, going from predominantly 1 to 9, then 5 is halfway, but 5 is a movement number, and so it shows that this person is going through change, and often that change can be brought on by something in the past, or being stuck in the past, or whatever's in the past is no longer serving them. And it's a time of finding that balance and being able to let go of things in the past, to be able to bring part of the healing and making the change is to let go of some of the things in the past, to where you can bring in the new and a new way of doing things perhaps, and the new way of doing things will also be of use to you, because you've let go of the things of the past and bringing in the new things. So Temperance is one of the most soothing cards in the tarot. She is this beautiful winged figure that is angelic, and she lets you know that there's that angelic angel looking over us, and it's like you're connected to something higher, in as far as energetic goes, in the way I look at it as well. And she's also the waters are flowing backwards and forwards, past to present, present to past, and so that's where the healing is. And it's about letting you know that it's going to take time, and she allows you to take shelter under the wings. So there's that time out, breathing and connecting and trusting that the angel of time or your guardian angel, the universe, however it sounds right for you, is going to help you with this change that is happening, be it good or bad. So when we look at this card in a reading, perhaps, I don't mean to distract you with the devil there, we're going to talk about him in a minute. It's about exchanges and complementing each other and seeing the person's other view and letting the other person creating space for the other as well as for yourself, so that things flow easily in relationships. In work, it can be about collaborations and cooperation, and it's where you get coached or someone's got your back at work. Money, it's about balancing the accounts and getting your finances all in order the way you need to. And in health, it's about staying hydrated, making sure that your mind, body and spirit are all inflowed in the right way as it needs to be. Timing is everything with this card. That's why I said it's the angel of time on many levels. It's about allowing time for change to happen. It's about allowing time when dealing with a situation that may be uncomfortable, but you know you're going to be able to calmly ride it out, so to speak, and being the best version of yourself. It's about all good things taking time, but you also have this protection and you can embody this card. And so if you're going through change, it's a wonderful talisman to have on your desk to sort of help you move through change, as you go along. She's a beautiful, beautiful card. She's one of my most favourite cards in the deck. That and the star, of course. So then we move to the next card on, from sort of this angelic personal world to a card that is the devil card. And when we look at this, the red is around the pelvic area or the girdle area, which means it's like a base way of thinking in the old world. And his head and mind, the way it's been drawn in this deck is a little bit different. He's on a pedestal thing, so maybe he's been raised up through fast tracked sort of thing that may not have been the right way, and the lines here are very straight where compared to the curves here, and we have a black background which can be not certain of standard of what you sort of the ground that you're standing on with this card. And he too has wings, which means he's possibly he could be all elevated in his mind when they're blue, in the sense of he might have that saying, oh, he's got tickets on himself, he thinks he's sort of grander than what he really is. But this card fascinates people, brings fear to people. It's one of the scary cards, and it connects us with what is a lot of negativity in life. But the thing is, life is a balance of positive, negative, ease, challenge. It's not a straight line, and he is about getting what you want any way that you can. If you look at the numbers of the 15, he reduces to the 6, so he's the shadow side of the Lovers, wherever they are, and it's about things going well. 6 is a very wonderful giving card, a card of groups, a card of decisions, a card of connecting and doing wonderful things. But he's sort of like the shadow side of it, of materialism and greed, that is just too much. It's about rising to the top, but doing whatever it takes to get there. And you may have trodden on some toes, stabbed some people in the back, or taken what is not yours, to get where you are. But it also can be moving away from all the sort of scary stuff, if you like, when you look at this card, it could be someone who has been fast-tracked and put in a position, and all of a sudden they're thinking, I'm, like that imposter syndrome thing, where they're sort of thinking, maybe I don't have everything it takes to do this job, and I'm a bit fearful of the responsibility that comes with it. Or you have this level of responsibility of working with people, looking after your team. So there's a lot of it can be one of the most, I think, it's easy. The easiest way to look at it is to go, oh, that's bad. That's all the bad things in life. But it's I think it's a little bit deeper than that, personally. Because this one people see as so good, and they're both sixes energetically from a numerology perspective, but they go, oh, lovely, but he's making a choice. And if you make the wrong choice, can it lead to that? I don't know. Can it lead to be, people think these ones are tied around their neck and people are bound together, and there is that concept of making the wrong choice here, but also they've got this other stuff that they're bound to that they didn't realise. It could be your debts, it could be wanting a bigger house than you could have afford, so you're keeping up with people. That seduction and attraction, being dominated by material things. So it's about abuse of power in a relationship sometimes. It can be if people are pushed into making a decision in this time that may end up with consequences that are far up the track, but end up, wow, wasn't that a bad decision? Because this one follows on a long way up from there. It can be commercial success. Our devil, I'm moving back out of there. This was just a little comparison to do mentally. But does the end justify the means? It's a lot of things of negotiation, but sometimes this person might be a difficult negotiation. If you're looking at this, some people, in some cards, this can be like the parent saying, you have to marry my daughter or something in olden times, which means then that in those times you come into that other family, and does that family be like a tyrant to you because you're chained to something you may or may not have wanted? It's a very, our decisions, we face the consequences of our decisions, good and bad, I find, when I'm looking at these cards. But we also can free ourselves from overburdening situations, and that's where Temperance, I put Temperance in the mix because she can help with that. But no matter what cards we're looking at, it has to be in context to the question. And also that when you're reading a card, be it for yourself or for someone else, you have to look at the card and what sort of life might this person live, have lived, or want to live, and then you can think, well, what kind of change is at work at the moment, and what will help? And I just wanted to have I've got something in my eye. I'm in the middle of the winter here, and where I am, I'm subtropical, but everything all of a sudden has become dry, and there's sort of feels like there's particles everywhere that you're not used to. So when we look at the next card on with this, we have our Tower, just moving all that around the way I like it. Well, that doesn't belong in the sequence, does it? But anyway, there is a connection there, because they're about decisions and consequences. We've got the background here of the waves, the hills, but uncertain, where this is a lot of rigidity and black, of darkness and often uncertainty. Or maybe it's about, there is an answer here that you may not have thought of. And it's about, black hides things, but also doesn't necessarily hide bad things. It may be an answer to a situation that you may not have thought is there right under your feet. And then the next card flowing on is our Tower, and this is static movement, hills, undulation, static. So you keep in mind that there is always change, and change can happen, and you can be free of a situation, but it may take time. It may take a difficult decision to make a sudden and abrupt change, or change just might come out of the blue. Interesting cards. I'd love to hear what you think in the flow of things. So if we just put them together, what change is at work at the moment, in a generic sense, and we'll just take it from the top. We might cut them. It's weird to cut them. As I said, it's very dry. Ooh. So, what change is at work at the moment? Feeling stuck, feeling trapped. Things aren't good. Feeling bound, feeling stuck, but thought it would be good, a nice idea to do a situation, but now you're feeling, wow, I'm stuck with the decision that I made. That's what changes at work at the moment, in a general sense, meaning something but meaning nothing, because it's not a reading for anyone. What will help this person? When I look at this, if I look at the numbers, they need to go back to a decision that was made that led to this, and then how do they unravel that? How I don't know. Sometimes for me, when I want to sort a problem out, I know I need to go forward, obviously, and I need to do something. But sometimes, in some situations, I need to go back. Where did it start? Like I'm reversing a movie. I know it sounds weird. And what do I need to then do to change that step to then improve things? Who do I need to talk to? Who can give me help with this? There's someone above that can help me and help me travel back so I can move forward. That's how I often see that. There's a decision, and perhaps it's a time to get family support in this struggle that is happening here. And what outcome can I expect? Well, it's not going to be easy, because there's this sudden change that's going to come out of the blue, but through that you're going to land, because at the base of it all you have this help, and you're going to have this soft landing, and you're going to look back and think, yes, I am free from that and free from it all. And I should just put one of these in, and we'll just throw a general case, because some might say, oh, they're tricky cards. So what will help with this tricky situation? we'll see what comes up for us. We have the beautiful Empress, a change, which comes back. We've got this whole sixes happening. 7 is like a bit of magic there out of the blue. Things are going to happen almost like magic and suddenly, and it's going to feel terrifying, but it's also going to help. And then with the priestess, the beautiful Empress there, things are going to improve. The cycle is over, and through connecting back down to grassroots and nature and knowing that you have it within you to do the changes that you need to make. So I hope that helps how you can sort of piece the cards together to bring about a story based on your question. So when the point of the exercise was, when a difficult card comes up, look at it how it is and ask the questions. What might this person need? What changes at work at the moment? What will help this person? And then let the cards speak, and the person who you're reading for will look at the cards no matter what you're saying. This has been my experience from reading for people for years and years. They will piece together this story for themselves. They may even think, I know just the person that's going to help me here when the proverbial hits the fan, and I know who to go to and where it's going to go. Because don't ever underestimate your client or yourself of the imagery piecing together to give you the answer on an internal and deeper and in a deeper level than on the surface. So I hope this has made sense with these cards. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I can answer them for you. And I look forward, nothing worse than working OBS and having some hideous thing from Pinterest or something come up. I don't know, I wish I knew how it runs the computer sometimes. And thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.